West Coast, that they do not know when that day will be. All the Bible tells us is that it will come in one day. This is verse 8. And so nobody is going to help America. You can read that in Revelation chapter 18 for yourself. And many times I have brought here in the prophecies, excuse me, please, that the Lord says that NATO is not going to be of any help to America, that the nations of NATO, when they see Russia as she will be in the end times, very strong and strapped up for war, nobody is going to want to tangle with Russia as she will be in that new, mighty, divine, strengthened position of a world power. And so the nations will not protest. They will see which way the wind is blowing, and they will mostly join alliances with Russia, to the point that God says it will seem like Russia has colonies all over the earth. They will join her in alliances that make it seem like Russia has many satellite colonies everywhere, many mechanical arms moving in tandem with her across the continent of Europe. So the Lord is saying here that the Soviet Union is going to snap back into position, just the way that fit women give birth to twins, and then before you know it, their bodies are back in shape and you can't tell that this woman was recently pregnant. Soviet nations are going to rush back to Russia, even though not all of them are going to be doing it willingly. And that's because throughout these prophecies, as they've been coming, you have heard that God says that many, many nations around the world choose diplomacy. So this means no threats. This means that you won't fly halfway across the world, like America has recently sent not one, but two top diplomats halfway around the world, definitely a 16-hour flight or more, to Beijing, just to go and make threats and tell them you can't support this power and you can't support this. And the hypocrisy is not lost even on today's children. America is supporting Ukraine. America is supporting Israel. America is supporting here and there, but will fly all the way to Asia, where she certainly doesn't belong. If you have to fly somewhere to go and threaten the other person, it should be glaringly clear that that's not your backyard. But to send two diplomats over there to start the same haranguing, the same threats. As I was seeing this thing recently, I was reminded of the prophecy where the Lord says that America's enemies know how she moves. America's enemies know her style. The Lord says that the United States is very predictable, that she never changes her flow. She never changes her style. And therefore, she will be an easy target and a sitting duck for her enemies, because they know how she moves. They know how easy she is to provoke. They will know exactly what steps to take to get America to come out from a position of safety and to expose herself enough. If you've been here long enough, you remember the prophecy, for her arm to be cut off. That mechanical arm, that hammer that she always uses to strike other nations. The Lord says that at a time unexpected to the United States, because she is so predictable in how she moves, because she does not choose diplomacy, but always coercion and violence and threats, her enemies will bait her successfully, and then a sword is going to cut off her arm. That's definitely going to be some kind of unprovoked, unprecedented, unexpected attack that will set America back horribly. And to those of you who are not new to this blog, you know that the US will not recover from whatever that attack will be. So, alliances, as people come rushing to join Russia because they don't want to fight Russia. Another deterrent will be what I just read to you out of Revelation chapter 18. When people see how bad America is going to burn, when people actually see, please understand, how swift, how merciless, and how savage the Russia-China attack will be on the United States, not a single person will want to be step number 2 in that type of domination. Not a single country around the world will say, we're going to stand up for the United States, and also we feel that we are militarily strong enough, and we feel that we are strategically positioned to offer help to our ally, and all the usual talk. No one's going to do that. When people see what Russia will do to America, it says that many nations will willingly This is before attack and after. Many nations will willingly team up with Russia to the point where it will seem that she has satellites everywhere. So I spoke about the difference between a satellite and a colony. France will be a satellite. America will be a colony. In a satellite, you can keep your government as you are. You don't necessarily have to change who the leader is or how the political structure works. You can keep your curriculums in school pretty much how it is. You can keep eating your own food, and you will be allowed a type of pseudo government, your own government, French government, operating under the political oversight of the Russian government. So it will be a structure like this: the conquered nation beneath and the conqueror above. In the case of the United States, the conquered nation's way of life will be completely discarded. So what God has said here is that you will hear Russian in the schools, you will hear Russian on the TV, you will hear Russian in the streets, you will hear Russian in the centers of commerce. America will have nothing like Senate, House of Representatives, White House. None of that is going to exist. The entire way of life is going to be demolished and removed, and it's going to be a colony. So that means Russian way of life, Chinese way of life, colonizer way of life, and the colonized people are subjugated, meaning that you become subservient, you become less, you become servants and workers in your country and everything that you do. So that's all the commerce, all the industry. If mining continues here in America, none of the stuff that is mined is going to stay here. It's going to be put on boats and it's going to be shipped over to the conquerors' nations to build their economies. And if you want to know more about that, you can look at the prophecy that is called Send for Their Flesh. I will try to leave that when I have time to watch this back. I will leave those things in the comment section, but at the same time, please be proactive. If I'm naming a prophecy, if I can actually remember it, then you can go and look on the blog. Simply go to the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. This is www.the-masters-voice.com. Go into the bottom of the blog where the search field is blue, like my shirt. And then you'll see the search bar there. And then you can type in the name of a prophecy. Even if you don't get the full prophecy name, the blog will immediately bring it up and it will be the first result. I've just remembered that the prophecy about the money losing 60% of its value is called Money Down the Drain. And that is a prophecy from 2018 where the US dollar is going to be weak, broken, and eventually we're not even going to be using physical money. We will be using beast credits. We will be using cloud money. We will be using something called coin. That's what we're going to be using.